G'day guys, this is Tier and welcome back to another Fallout 76 PTS video. Today we're going to be talking about the changes that have gone over in the recent PTS cycle. They have made more changes to the critical damage with our critical buffs and critical perks, and they've also made a few more changes to the critical bar being filled up. So let's get into it and see what they have to say in the notes. Okay, so as you can see right here, Lady Devon has released a bit of a note storm right here in the PTS announcements in the official Bethesda Discord. So let's go over what she says. Better Criticals perk. This has now been increased from 20, 30, and 40% at max rank to 50, 75, and 100%. So this has always been additive, and now it has just been increased and buffed massively, over double, to compensate for our damage loss with everything going from multiplicative to additive, which is really nice. So this is just a straight buff right here, and this perk is going to feel a lot more beneficial for your build. It's going to feel a lot more powerful, especially if you weren't already running buffs. If you were only using this and you weren't worrying about all the buffs you could get with your critical damage, you're going to see a massive damage increase from this, and you're going to be feeling pretty good about yourself. Next up is Eagle Eyes. We already know this got a massive buff, but it was a little bit too massive, the devs felt. So where previously it could cap out at like 100% extra critical damage, which was a bit crazy for a mutation, but now it is being buffed to from 25% in the base game to 60% now in the PTS. I think that's going to be the number that stays at. And if you do use Stranger Numbers, you receive the benefits from that perk. You used to see 32% and you'll still see that now in the live game. But on the PTS and when this comes out, if you use Stranger Numbers with Eagle Eyes, you will see that increased to 75%, which is a bit more consistent with how Stranger Numbers works. That is a proper 25% increase as the mutation describes. So that's nice. Two massive buffs right there that when this goes into the live game. Since these were always additive since One Wasteland, you're just going to see a massive increase from your critical damage from Better Criticals and the Eagle Eyes mutation. So that's nice. I'm glad that they are giving us that and they're throwing us a bone there. Also, in terms of buffs, all of the magazines, they are now going from 30% in the live game to 100%. Now, technically, this is a bit of a nerf. I'll explain why. Basically, there was a bit of miscommunication with how these functioned in game, and they never really gave the stated bonus that they gave you in game. They gave you double what they stated. It was a weird thing in the code. So to rectify that, they originally, in the previous PTS cycle, they gave us 150% buff for the magazines. They've tuned that down to 100%. So the magazines that affect your per weapon type critical damage will be going from 30% to 100%, but technically this is less damage than what we were receiving previously, because like I said, they were giving double and then some of what they stated in the actual description. So at least that's fixed, and it now gives an actual percentage that it describes, which is definitely helpful for calculating the amount of damage players should be doing. So those are the only changes that we've seen from the actual critical damage, which is really nice. I did give some feedback to the devs, and some other people gave the feedback as well. I thought that the Better Criticals perk should be buffed because it was a bit strange to see that still giving only 40% damage, while all these other things like mutations were going up to 60, magazines were given 100%, and some other foods were being bumped up to like crazy numbers like 60% as well. So it's nice to see that we're getting buffs across the board there. Now, additionally, when it comes to the critical hit meter, they've made some tweaks for that. If you saw my previous video on this topic, you would know that they royally screwed the pooch there, and we couldn't get a critical shot every second shot. They fixed that. Now you can, if you follow a new formula, a new game plan, if you will, a new meta. I'll put that on screen in a second, but let's read what they've said. We've made additional tweaks to how luck helps fill the critical meter. The bonus now starts tapering off after 30 luck instead of tapering off after 12 luck. So that's great. That's great. So beforehand, 12 luck was the soft cap, and you started filling your critical hit meter a lot less for every point of luck you had. Now that soft cap is starting off around 30, which is great. That means previously you needed like 60 luck or something to get a critical every other shot because of this thing right here. Now it's a bit different, and it's more consistent with how it used to be. As of today's PTS update, 30 luck now gives a crit meter fill of 45%, up from 31 in the previous versions of the PTS. Reaching 45 luck now gives just under 59%. well, depending on which way you look at it, it's still technically a tweak and a change and a nerf that is worse than what we currently have in the live game. Now you have to jump through a few extra hoops to get a critical every second shot. And I'll list off what those hoops are in a second, but guys, I just want to preface beforehand, the 15 crit fill legendary effect, 3rd star on weapons, that was completely pointless and useless. You could get a critical shot every second shot, no matter what you did, and you could use 25% less VATS cost, and you could have everything. Now, I suppose it is a bit better for the game's overall health and the balance factor. Now, if you want a critical shot every second shot, you have to work for it and really put all your chips on the table, or really go for a specific thing if you really want it. All right, here we are on screen. You can see Mapex says, the new way to get a critical shot every second shot. You can crit every other hit with Critical Savvy 3 maxed out, that's nice. And then you need 27 luck, and then the 3rd star 15% faster critical fill legendary weapon effect. So doing that, Critical Savvy 3, 27 luck, and the 3rd star crit fill effect, you can get a critical shot every second shot in VATS. That's much easier than the previous PTS cycle, but it's also a kick in the balls if you're so used to what we're currently used to on the live game. You know, you just need 33 luck and crit savvy, and you're good to go. And you can see below there, Mapex also states if you don't want to use the 3rd star critical fill effect, if you prefer to use 25% less VATS cost or any other 3rd star effect, all you need is Critical Savvy 3 and then 39 luck, which is not that big of an ask in reality. So it's pretty easy to get 34, 33, 35 luck on our builds just statically, permanently, forever. I do it on all of my critical focused VATS builds. I have 33 luck on all of them. So getting 6 extra points of luck, either that be statically or temporarily, is not that hard. There are foods out there, if you use carnivore, that can give you 7.5, or I think they round it down, 7 luck or 6 luck. Plus there's bobbleheads, there's the fortune teller machine, there's all these avenues and ways you can get to that 39 luck, and you can get that critical shot every second shot temporarily. Say if you're doing a boss fight or something crazy like that, you can keep your 25% less VATS cost and still get a critical shot every second shot. However, it will only be temporarily if you use buffs. But at least it's possible. Again, I'm not really the biggest fan of this change, don't think I am. I just understand from a game dev point of view and from a healthy balance standpoint, it is better to take this avenue and to make this change. I understand that. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of the change. I would prefer to still have what's in the live game right now. I prefer to have 33 luck, granting me a critical shot every second shot. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the dev comment. What do they say? The adjustments we made to luck and how it fills the crit meter in the previous PTS update didn't quite meet our expectations, I'll say, and feedback from our PTS community helped confirm those feelings. Exactly, people were not happy. And as a result, we've retuned the luck crit meter fill rate so that it's much closer to how it currently functions in the live version of the game. Yes, they have. It's still a change. Like I said before, I had a little ramble, but at least it's better. They go on to say, we've also made a few more changes to crit damage bonuses in today's PTS update. Notably, we've increased the damage bonus from the Better Criticals perk card so that it is more in line with other buffs, and tuned down the buff from the magazine to help balance this out. Yes, this is fantastic. Just a straight buff from Better Criticals, that's great, I love it. And now it's more in tune with all of the other additive critical buffs that we've seen them make changes to. Alright, and I guess that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick little PTS update. This is the stuff I really want to be focusing on. I don't really care about the new events. I'll do separate videos for those when they come out. I'll probably do a guide on them, who knows. I'll cover the new stuff they drop. But I really just want to focus in and give my feedback on stuff like this, because criticals and damage and stuff like that is pretty important to my builds, and that's what I'm all about. I like dealing damage and I like my builds, so yeah. That's going to do it for me. A massive shout out to all my current Patreons and channel members. You're all legends, and thank you for your support. If you'd like to support me further, then consider becoming a Patreon or channel member, or checking out my merch store. We've got a lot of great designs and benefits, so be sure to check that out in the description, along with my other social medias like Discord and Twitter. Subscribe if you're new, and like the video if you enjoyed. I've been Tia, and I'll catch you in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.